Yeah, I know. I don't look that great. And also, this review was pushed back a couple of days, mainly because in theme with this, I had a family event I had to go to yesterday, so now it's coming out on a Sunday. So, given that I'm seeing a movie that's pretty much all about family, uh, I guess it's good that I couldn't record this at the time I wanted to because of a family gathering. So, I watched the new Fast and Furious movie, Fast 10. I gotta admit, I don't have much of an attachment to this franchise. I've seen them all. Actually, pretty sure the first one I saw in theaters was Hobbs and Shaw. I know that's a spin-off and that's like its own thing. It's not really connected anymore. But that's the first one I saw in theaters. And then I saw F9 in theaters, which was fun bad. So I got it. And in between F9 and this, I ended up watching all of them. And I could say that my favorites are 5 and 7. I really like those ones a lot. I feel like I'd be beating a dead horse if I said, oh, they jumped the shark with this franchise and all that with the last couple of ones. And yeah, people have said that before, so I'm not going to really repeat that. What I will say, though, is uh, Fast 10 is unhinged in a completely different way. Now it is much more self aware in the fact that, though, they jumped the shark and they're doing all these crazy things now. There's not one crazy thing that happens like in the last couple of ones where they bring up a submarine or like the hitch like a claw from a helicopter hitches onto a wheel and the helicopter flies a car around and all that. Like it's not just one thing, it's everything. I guess the story of this is, well, just maybe like the overall story is this connects to Fast 5 and the fact that the son of the villain from that movie, played by Jason Momoa, is essentially like obsessed with taking down Dominic Toretto and his whole family of people, because I don't really know if they're family. I don't know. It gets so confusing at this point. And so Jason Momoa's character Dante is hunting down everybody that is related to Dominic Toretto, whether it's by blood or by like being associated with him, because you know that's how family goes in this franchise. Speaking of Jason Momoa, since I'm already talking about him, he's pretty obviously the best part of this movie, only because it feels like he's the only one having fun here. There is this certain energy that this character has that probably makes him the most standout villain in this whole franchise. And yeah, even like in the acting notes that I have, like, oh, the actors I want to shout out and point out in this, I really only have Jason Momoa in here because it's so different from everything else that's happening in this movie. Yeah, you've got your Vin Diesels, you've got your Michelle Rodriguez, you got Tyrese and Ludacris and Sung Kang as well. They're all pretty much doing their thing in this. It's not really like it's not pushing the boundaries in that area. Although I think this movie could have used so much more Jason Statham than it had. Pretty much everything that he was in was shown in the trailers, if you've seen any of that. The visual effects in this are actually pretty good for the most part. I was a little shocked at that. But I mean, it's a couple noticeable in some parts, it's very little. Like, there's this whole sequence where they've shown a lot in the trailers, but I can only describe it as the level in one Crash Bandicoot game. I don't remember which one, but there's that level where you're getting chased by the boulder, and you playing as Crash, trying not to get crushed by it. Uh, for Fast 10, the move in the movie, the boulder is a rolling bomb, and Vin Diesel is Crash Bandicoot, and it's honestly wild. And what I usually do for these kind of videos is I look up the budget for it. I want to see like what we're getting into, and I did not realize that this movie has like a $350 million budget. And I also decided to look this up. That's practically the same budget as Avatar: The Way of Water. So, uh, take of that what you will. But all that being said, all the really very obvious problems I have with this movie, and just feeling a little distant from this franchise, I never really had that connection, whether it was watching it growing up or like not really like feeling anything when Paul Walker died. I never had that attachment with this franchise But I can say that this is the first movie that really made me like feel something, you know? Like there is something with this movie that is really odd, and there is just something really unhinged with it. And honestly, right now, I'm trying to think of something to relate it to, and I really can't. There is something just so unique about this movie in how bad it is, but I also had a great time with it, and I have no idea like what to equate that to at all. And on top of that, this it's not a spoiler to say that this ends on a massive cliffhanger. Apparently, this is ending with a duology, now a trilogy that Vin Diesel is talking about, that apparently is not confirmed by Universal. So that we know of, there's only one movie left in the main Fast and Furious franchise, at least for now. And we're now getting this unhinged with this franchise, and now they know it, and they're gonna keep pushing it further to see what they can get away with. Mainly what Vin Diesel can get away with at this point. And I kind of love it. So yeah, Fast X is a really dumb movie, but it's dumb in the best way possible, and it commits to a bit of they jump the shark, they're getting real too weird, and I gotta admire it for that. I will be there for the next one or two or however many more they make, because this is a special. It's not a special kind of bad, but this is a special kind of movie where they gave an Avatar level budget to street racers and what can be equated to as Vin Diesel's murdering family. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, this movie was fun and dumb, but really bad, but really good at the same time. 7 out of 10, I will be there for the next one. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about Fast 10. I will say, though, my question for you is, what's your favorite Fast and Furious movie? I feel like the overall equivalence is Fast 5 or Furious 7. I feel like there's going to be a Tokyo Drift in there, maybe. But just tell me what you think about this franchise. I mean, we know it's going to conclude, at least for now, and within a couple of years. So, if this shows how unhinged this finale is going to be, I can't wait for it. So either way, like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what your favorite Fast and Furious movie is, and we'll see you in the next video. See ya.